ZSR, welcome to another ALttP NMG League race. We actually have two races today. Oh, the title is slightly misleading. We have Sky versus DFS. We also have Yurok versus Coin Chaser. And here to commentate today's race with you, for you, is Checksuman and Clearmouse. And I will let them take it away.
Thanks, Fox. Good evening, Chex. How's it going?
Oh, going well. How are you, Clearmouse?
Doing fantastic. It's been quite a while since we've been back in here in the booth. But very, very excited for Season 10. Can you already believe this? Season 10 of NMG League. Big thanks to, of course, Fox for, one, of course, starting the league 10 seasons ago, but also the fact that we're on Season 10. Quite the longevity, and really great participation all throughout. So, as Fox mentioned, we have 4 runners, doubleheader treat for us today, and they're all ready to go. Here we are. We have Yurok versus Coin. That is part of the Tower of Hera division bracket, Swiss, whatever. And versus we have the Eastern Palace side for DFS, Drunk Feature Self, and Sky, or Darkened Sky.
There's so much information in front of me, I can't contain myself.
Yes. Normally, when we see a head-to-head race, right, we have been, I would say, conditioned to, let's say, speed up through text in only 2 text boxes at a time. However, they have multiplied, retreated, and come back in stronger numbers. So we may have to up our endurance a little bit. This might be more of an intense speedrun race. Now, all of these guys, of course, maybe a little bit farther on in terms of PB, but I do kind of expect similar escape times. There's probably not going to be too much of a differential for the escape sequence. We don't really have much to our name besides, I guess, the sword that we just got from Uncle and the shield, which actually does lag a little bit, so we actually don't really want this shield. But in terms of movement, well, we got our D-pad, we got our trusty D-pad, and hopefully we're gonna be able to, well, I won't say mash, because it's technically pumping, but hopefully we're gonna save some frames here and there. But other than that, we're not gonna have too much more differentiators, I guess.
Yeah, it's all about clean movement, moving from door to door as efficiently as possible, and avoiding damage.
Yeah, and to some extent, of course, those of you maybe have seen speed running, or just kind of in general, there is always going to be some aspect of enemy RNG. Right? There's not going to be, you really can't get away from it, but of course that's also part of maybe like the fun of the game. Of course, for speed running, that is somewhat less attractive because you want everything to be consistent every time, right? A 99.99% strat will still fail 0.01% of the time, and when it does, and it happens to be an important run, you are very sad during that run.
Right, and so it's a race, and our runners are going to probably try to use strats that... no, that's not true. A lot of runners will simply use the same strats they use in their speedruns, but it is, that you can do things like collect Sank Heart in a race if you don't usually, and have a little bit of extra health to protect against an unfortunate death.
Right, yeah. Speaking of maybe something, hopefully not the unfortunate death, Sky did a very nice job on 8/. It looks like everyone's actually going for the 8/, which is quite impressive, considering there were maybe not as high expectations for people to go after 8/, especially if you're maybe like first starting out. We actually see in this case, Sky, I do very much approve of taking the safety heart from the pot. Doing 8/ cleanly and not dying is very rhythmic. It actually does take a lot of practice. You cannot mash or pump your way through killing the guards.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, there's a lot. There's a lot happening here. There is. We have. So, never mind. I was going to comment on rooms past, but why comment on the past when we have rooms ahead of us?
Yeah, we have a lot of. How many rooms have we passed by? I don't know. 20, 30-ish?
Yeah.
There are like 500 total. 550? 500? Over 500.
It's between 500 and 550.
Okay, that's good. I do like mathematical ranges where we can narrow down, so we have a lower bound and an upper bound. Yes, I do approve of that. So, right. Even though the escape sequence is, we've been maybe probably about halfway through the escape, we have a lot of game left to play for us. And yes, and thanks, Concision, for jumping into the party with us. I was gonna say the PBs for all four runners kind of ranges from, in this case, like the mid 124. I believe that's led at least by Urok on the leaderboards with a 124.34. Really actually cool to see Urok kind of like rising through the ranks. He's been grinding this game super hard for the last maybe a couple years at this point.
Very true.
Yeah. And I think kind of towards the end, we do have like a I think DFS has a 134.31. So certainly difference about 10 minutes for the range. But, again, looks like all of these guys are kind of in varying stages, fairly close, I think, within Escape. But of course, this is a race between official races between DFS and Sky, and of course Urok and Coin. You actually do see that just with maybe some more clean movement, a little bit more, maybe better RNG, better, just maybe a slightly better execution. Urok and Coin are actually just gaining a little bit of extra time over DFS and Sky.
Rat gets in the way of Corey right at the end. And Corey's into Sanctuary. I am not 100% sure, but it's likely that all four runners will go for Sankheart.
Yeah, even I think we've seen 123 runners go through Sankheart. Because as you said, we do expect most, if not all, of the strats that the runners use during a live race to be similar or the same as they do for PB attempts. Mainly just because, well, that's what you're comfortable with. That's what you've been grinding the entire time. So maybe if you do something less natural, it ends up probably being more harmful to your overall run than others. But then again, maybe for PB attempts, it's you're allowed to quit early, or reset, or stop playing at any point in a race that's somewhat less amenable. So take a little bit of extra safety. Certainly is very understandable.
So here we are in the Octorok overworld. A lot of the time we can just hold down. Coin Chaser had to dodge a little bit.
Yeah, I like, by the way, when you said, usually speaking, you just hold down, and then immediately, I think it was Sky who just got like bodied by one of the Octorok. I also
DFS
did see we
just
got
held down.
Yeah, I also did see we got a we got a map check from Sky. It was so fast that I couldn't catch what all of the where we were supposed to go in this game, but I do believe that there was supposed to be a red X where the Kakariko village is, because I believe in the original game you're supposed to actually go there to go see Sahasrah's nephew, and then which he will tell you. Hopefully this isn't spoiling the game for anybody. That you're supposed to go over here to the Eastern Palace area and go find his grandfather, uncle, somebody. Go find the elder.
Spoilers for the casual playthrough of A Link to the Past.
I do apologize.
And he's also called the Grandpa.
Is he really?
It's kind of a funny wording. Yeah, so I'm not certain that it is the child's grandfather, but
yeah,
it seems
right.
It's the wording that's used.
Right.
It is the word
and
that's
it could
used.
be. Right, it could be like a general, like, grandpa, right? Like, status, right? Versus, like, uncle.
The
It's like
elder.
yeah, exactly. So, everyone's, it's a very happy communal village. But
Yeah, you can tell from the happy music that plays when you're there.
yes. Very soothing, peaceful. Kind of unlike the Pendant Dungeon music, this is one of probably the first times where... if you don't count Hyrule Castle, of course, but the first time where I think the game kind of gives you a sense of real danger. Even in the overworld, where of course there are enemies that can actually do quite a bit of damage to you. This is one of the first very intense, more focused times that you have to go start solving puzzles and actually doing some real movement. Of course, one of the first ones more commonly seen is instead of killing all of the rest of the enemies in the room, we're going to take some damage boosting. So another reason why to keep Sank Heart is a really good buffer. We can take 2 hearts of damage off of the anti-fairy, and then of course use the iframes to go hit the switch so you don't have to worry about the rest of whatever else. Those guys, despite being extremely predictable and like geometric, those guys are arguably some of the worst enemies and like most damaging in the entire game. I don't know why.
We had the skull head barely detached from the skeleton body on Corey's side, which is a good sign that the room was done optimally from the big chest.
Oh, learning. I always learn something new for every restream.
We had a good space between the anti-fairies on Coin's side. That's a good sign that was a short screen.
Corey also does get the arrow drop. Looks like maybe Corey. Also Yurok, if you want to maybe read backwards, that could certainly help the interchangeability of Corey and Yurok. Not really amenable for the other names like Coin. I don't even want to try and pronounce his name backwards.
Sure. Resak Noi. Resak Nyak.
Yeah. This, by the way, I also didn't necessarily.
I have to say underscore backwards too, but I'm not there.
True.
Yet.
Oh, that's true. Maybe it's like if it's backwards, I guess it's the same, right? I was thinking maybe it was like inverted, where it would be the upper overscore,
kind of
I guess.
dash.
But
Overscore. That's it.
All right, we have found the Elder all by ourselves through the power of not hint tiles and telepathy. We are vastly rewarded with arguably the best item in the game. Certainly the first one that we encounter is of course the boots. Very nice reward for about 11 minutes in, and both Corey and hopefully Coin Chaser is going to get there. Yep, very nicely done. Nail their first spin speed out of Sahasrara. We can actually see, of course, every single time you want to charge using the boots, you have to press A for about, half a second? Is that something right? And then you can start dashing. But once you change direction, you kind of have to restart your dash and then re-go again. But if you get the spin speed, you can actually just keep your boot speed, and change direction. So very nice to just be able to quickly get out of that screen.
The runners have dashed nice and tight around the Eastern Overworld. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm almost jealous because it's hard to control Link while he's in super speed state.
He is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually see on Coin's side, it's a very, very clean entry into library, which, again, like if you haven't necessarily seen what could go wrong, because these guys are certainly very well practiced, entering the library with super speed can actually be very jarring. Like the screen literally shakes very violently, depending on how you end up entering. Yeah. Very nice to be able to keep up dashes.
DFS goes for the safer dash strats before the library. And that's fine because that strat doesn't save, the spin speed doesn't really save more than 10 frames. Maybe it does, but not much more than that.
Yeah, I think those are one of the spin speeds where it is actually optional. As you said, it doesn't, the amount of time you save is very, very negligible, and kind of maybe depending on how far of the speedrun progression you are, there are probably maybe bigger frames to save in this particular case. Like, if you're looking to save, like, you know, whole seconds or maybe even minutes because you can improve a boss fight, maybe you don't have to necessarily go for another spin speed that could be inconsistent or maybe less natural until you get some more like muscle memory reps and you feel like you need that 10 frames as opposed to like, oh, we can go work on something else.
And we see Corey pick up 5 rupees from the Devil Ant, and he used a spin attack, whereas we see Coin using a dash strat. The spin attack will give a chance of a drop, whereas a dash strat will never give you a drop.
Oh my gosh. Chex, we have said this so many times in Aga Tower, and it has never occurred to me that it also applies in other parts of the dungeon and the rest of the game. Oh, wow. That's very true. I think I'm going to assume, of course, because Corey is a 124 runner, so he's seen a lot of the different situations and such, but the fact that he was on 0 rupees maybe was a bit more prudent for him to maybe try the extra 5 rupees.
That's right. Exactly right.
Yeah, it seems like everybody else, though, I guess we got a little nest egg.
Oh, yeah. Coin Chaser is a nice 27. And Sky right behind at 26 rupees.
Yeah.
And Corey is picking up the optional 5 rupee pot and Circle of Pots. Coin is skipping it.
Corey is also reminding us that the book does exist. We will be using the book for to its maximum capability. So the certainly the biggest one in the early game is that yes, we need the book to get into deserts. But in fact, it does. We are actually going to go after, I guess, only the Ether Tablet. Maybe we don't have to go through Bombo's tablet. That is a quite a ways away for a luxury item.
Yeah, and it's slow to use too.
Yeah, I also miss how many people spun speed out of desert back to go to desert north.
Right, I saw that Corey did it at least.
Okay.
And so a lot of runners like to pause buffer when Link exits below the stairs, and then from the pause buffer you can simply hold upright. But Corey was not quite in position to hold upright, so he had to make a minor movement down before going upright. And we have to be careful there, because otherwise we'll fly off of the ledge of desert.
Yes, that is the opposite of saving time. In fact, it is losing lots and lots of time. But here we go. One of course, my favorite fights in the entirety of the game, which is Bo Lamos using the optimal weapon. We get to see, is this early 3 for Corey?
Oh my gosh.
That was very well done.
I missed it. I blinked.
I know, right? Like, his fight was very, very consistent. Obviously, he's landed a lot of early arrows. Coin, kind of following suit. But looks like I actually didn't catch how many cycles we have, but I'm kind of actually eyeing the number of arrows that we have, in addition to Sky Side as well. Seems a little on the lower side. We might have to go pick up some arrows later.
DFS is now entering the landmine fight. Meanwhile, the other runners are in the South Shore area of Hyrule and will be attempting a minor glitch to take a shortcut. And it is called Fake Flippers. Corey gets it.
Yeah, and also is not fooled by the fake Zora, the imposter.
Yeah. And we have to be careful there. Otherwise, we can infinite scroll, and we don't want that to happen because then we would lose the run.
Right. Yeah. Fake Flipper is arguably, well, I would consider to be one of the most dangerous glitches, even though it's fairly, I would say, like, simple to execute on. But if if you end up getting hit for whatever reason, right? As Chuck's kind of mentioned, you are really stuck in a pretty race-ending situation. I believe also for live races, because save and quit isn't allowed. We do allow racers to save and quit out of that thing in this one particular situation because it's just so painful.
DFS gets a nice setup with the bush carrying strat. Corey has a squirrel.
Oh, no. But DFS got hit by the Sora. Okay, all right. So we are actually going to demonstrate exactly why this happens, right? So I think
DFS is not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not sure where he's allowed to set up from. I think that he's allowed to start from Sanctuary. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just continuing the run, and it's fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the whole point of Fake Flipper is we're actually seeing some West Side Breeze on DFS's side is that we're supposed to get it, of course, right? Warps this other whirlpool as a shortcut to go up the mountain. So we certainly didn't have to do that with Fake Flipper, just a little bit faster.
Get a death warp from Corey because he took so much damage earlier that he gets a nice health refill after the death, and it takes him back to the start of the dungeon where he wants to be anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it loses some time, unfortunately, but he is able to keep ahead of Coin in this instance.
Yeah, and of course with. I guess I can't make the blanket statement for all speedruns, but at least for this league, and we're going to see probably most speedruns races, you kind of are allowed to, of course, watch your opponent. There's no hidden, like in randomizers, part of the puzzle, like, oh, where did this person find the ice rod? Well, it's an ice rod cave. Like, you know where everything is. So you can basically kind of keep track of where your opponent is and use that as part of your judgment to kind of influence what you're going to do next. Especially if you're pretty confident that you do have a little bit of a buffer going up. Very understandable.
Yeah. I like to think of it as, yeah, we are racing each other, but we're not so much competitors as people who are in the same community, helping each other learn the speedrun.
So, right. Yeah, for sure.
It's just, we're sort of, building up how good we are at the game, basically. And
yeah.
Trying to do well in our runs instead of sabotaging the other. No, not that keeping information away from the other is sabotaging, but just there's no need to withhold info from another during their run.
Yeah, and again, I can't speak to other communities, but for this one in particular, there is a ton of transparency, a ton of community support. I'm really sorry, Corey, because, well, so we did, I think he went for the early bomb jump, but didn't quite catch the beginning, but we do see the consequence, again, of maybe trying to bypass and cut a corner. If you end up falling in this hole, then you will end up falling, unfortunately, 2 flights of stairs, which...
Yeah,
I mean, it's not great, but
it's upsetting. But Corey will come back from this. He's I believe he started a spin setup, and for some reason it looked like he dropped the input of his sword charge or something along those lines, so he couldn't quite get in position in time.
I see. Okay. Well, this one looks pretty good. All right,
so we've got the Moldorm fight, by the way.
Yeah.
Coin's on it. Sky's on it in his race.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Moldorm's down for Coin.
Yeah. Oh, Mike.
Sky is running a little
bit. Moldorm can really push you around. Oh, very nice ending there, though, for Sky. Was able to somewhat read Moldorm's movements and then be able to just take him from behind. There's no shame or anything. Backstabbing is 100% encouraged for Moldorm. Assuming there's a back that you can stab in. Whatever.
One thing about watching Corey is his reach is really good. He's able to slash Moldorm very precisely from pretty far away. And that's one thing that's impressive about some of those hits.
I assume maybe that just kind of comes with some experience.
Absolutely,
to be able to
yes.
read? Okay.
Okay, so DFS is at half a heart, but finds a random heart from the Kadongo and goes for it. Good call.
That's great. Yes, very, very encouraged. We actually see he does actually have the orange pegs down, which again is something that is a safety mechanism because you don't have to hit the switch. A little bit of extra time for do that. But again, if Moldorm, like safety, comfort is probably too hard just because you can take one extra hit of damage randomly because you get frame ruled. Maybe you got something that you didn't expect to happen. And so going in with one heart or half a heart is less comfortable because right there he could have just died, right? And you have to do the entire tower over again. But here he just kind of got knocked off, so it's just more of a time loss.
Yeah.
Minor time loss, lesser time loss. Yeah. Dude, you can be so close to the mushroom and dash through it. Every single time it's so close. I always think that someone's going to pick it up on accident, and then they're just going to be extremely...
Yeah. I have seen
your menuing
runs,
suddenly mess up.
and I have seen runs where runners have a new menu with a mushroom in it. But sometimes I miss like how they actually picked it up. But yeah, just mistakes are made. Not in this run though.
Oh no.
Or race.
No. Yes.
No mistakes are made.
Ever. No, nobody's ever made a mistake or Sky. Okay. Bush bombs. You might think the Lost Woods is a after we've pulled the pedestal and gotten our Master Sword, dispersed of the evil fog that plagued the forest, everything is safe and happy, and then no. There are guards, there are bombs in there, and that will just completely ruin your day. It does look like everyone is going after the strat where you do need full health. By need, also be very, or if you don't have full health, really much like to get full health back at some point. Because we needed money, and we would like to keep sword beams the first couple rooms.
We have a couple of different strats for entering Hyrule Castle, and we saw Darkened Sky use the strat where we nudge the left part of the wall, and Kokori does the same. I miss coins. I would be curious to know, though, because there's a sort of a lag reduction strat by simply entering on the right side, and it's fairly safe.
Okay. Yeah, I have just noticed a lot of people tend to go either left or right, and just not straight down the center. Apparently, I guess you can get like frame ruled or something, or just more likely for you to have that happen. So, because I always wondered, I'm like, man, why don't you just supposed to go because when you see like a nice like long hallway with these what looks like carpets, right? You want to naturally go in the middle of those lanes, right? And just like the beginning of the castle, but no, you can't do that. You have to go outside the box.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Koi actually ended up getting. He got a little bit of a poke from one of the guards in Dark Maze, but he ended up getting a heart back, so we at least can keep beams for the next couple of rooms.
Sky was not so lucky because the guards were all after him.
Yeah. These guys, they wanna earn their keep. Oh no.
Oh yeah, DFS picks up the mushroom. It is likely intentional, and it can be used as a safety. So we might see fake powder strats or powder depending on what he goes for. And I believe he goes for keeping the mushroom.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, we should see Corey being able to be a little bit more liberal with his bow here in Castle Tower. Bow certainly at this stage does quite a bit of damage, so pretty great weapon to be using. Of course, Coin not in a privileged position. We didn't even come up with arrows as many arrows to begin with, but still otherwise pretty clean Castle Tower otherwise.
And we're coming up to Aghanim, and of course, it's all about RNG, and there's not much we can do to speed up the fight except to hit Aga toward the center of the room where he's more likely to be in a position to shorten the warp time.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching Coin screen though. These aren't really positions. It looks like you can kind of hit them towards the center. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're all just kind of standing at the edges. Don't be a wallflower, wall aga. We don't. You don't have to be shy. Everyone's a good friend here.
Yeah, and we don't even have the opportunity to knock Aga back if we get a blue ball, and so
yeah,
we're getting a pretty unfriendly Aga on Coin's side. It's not over yet, though. Unfortunately, he's had at least 3, which means he'll have at least
4.
1 extra lightning cycle. And each cycle costs about 6 seconds.
That seems to be a very magic number. A lot of extra things. Like every single time you have 1 extra blank, it always seems to be costing 6 seconds. Like 1 extra cycle on Argus, 1 extra Lambo cycle, 1 extra Aga cycle. Always somehow 6 seconds. I'm not sure if that's coincidence or feels a bit intentional. But yeah, I guess with the number of blue balls, that's in Urok's favor versus Coin.
Yeah, for sure. It led to a lead change. And Coin has had so many. I've lost count.
Yeah, I don't know if I ran out of fingers at this point. Hopefully not. Alright, but looking at the other side though, Sky, I think he was the first one into the Dark World. Because Sky had 0. I see. Thank you, Talento.
There we go.
Oh, that is the dream. Well, okay, is it a dream? Oh, it's certainly very good because especially in a race setting, you want 0 blue balls. You always want 0 blue balls, but at the same time, I've always heard a lot of people saying like, "Oh my gosh, I got 0 blue balls. All right, now I gotta really focus on Dark World because I just got this free time save, so better not blow this." And then now you start to play a bit more on less on the rails potentially because now you're just only focused on saving time.
It is kind of a calculation to make and like how you're gonna play. And I don't know. Most of the game won't change very much, but our players could have an elevated heart rate if they are trying to meet certain goals, including PB and winning the race. And it looks like Sky is using his PB splits, and he's quite far ahead, about 40 seconds. I would expect Sky to have a 127, but the splits say 128. Yeah.
And it looks like actually according to his splits, he has 5 blue balls in his PB, so the fact that he has 0, means we're pretty happily far ahead of our past self. No relation to drunk future self. There is no evidence that Sky is in fact drunk at this very moment. We don't have a cam for him, so.
And our runners are in Palace of Darkness, and so they need to collect a bunch of keys. They need to get the hammer, and we're coming up to hammer jump. We'll see that in a little bit.
Yes, this is, I think, even been on NMG / even the randomizers, like top blank tricks and tips you need to learn, right, to go fast, and hammer jump is, I don't know if it's like top 1, it's certainly in top 3. I don't know if you want to rank like hammer jump versus Ice Palace bomb jump. That's certainly going to be the other big one. But this seems to save 45 seconds, maybe?
Yeah, and Ice Palace bomb jump saves much more. But it's definitely fairly important to start saving big chunks of time. But for anyone, so here we go. Sky is starting, and Corey as well. Sky gets it.
Very. Oh my gosh, do these guys just practice bufferless? Like, we'll just get positioned. These guys are really great at buffering without pausing. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. Takes a lot of practice for sure. And yeah, Yeah, and for anyone who's interested in speedrunning, you know, a pixel perfect trick like this is not necessary to get started. It just saves
Oh yeah,
seconds.
for sure. Yeah, and I think we kind of mentioned this before. Concision also put that in chat. Somewhere between 500 and 550 screens. It's like it's very easy to point to. Like, yeah, just get like if you don't die to cold stare, then yeah, that's a lot of time saved. If you do hammer yump, that's 45 seconds saved. But over the course of so many screens, it's honestly probably just a little things that add up, and you don't necessarily notice it, which is why a lot of people try to emphasize cleaner movement. So then all the little good habits that you build up over time just will seem much more natural. And suddenly, you just increase or decrease rather your time by quite a bit, and you'll really kind of see that pay off.
Yeah, and Bitey has a good phrase. I don't remember the words exactly, but tricks save seconds, movement saves minutes.
Oh, that's great. That is, and Bitey, of course, also an extremely strong. I think he's 124 runner, low 124 runner. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the cusp of 123.
Yeah. And this guy, by the way, is like a monster. I've seen him do like at least 12-hour streams of just grinding NMG. So he definitely knows what he's talking about.
And our runners are coming up to the Helmasaur King fight soon. This is a common gatekeeper of this speedrun. So Corey is activating spin speed, and this is a glitch we've seen to gain speed, but in this room we're using it to extend the hammer hitbox. So now Corey can hit repeatedly upwards, and Helma's down. That was a fast fight.
Yeah, same for Sky. That's right. I would also like to say probably that Helma, while it is still a little bit of RNG, there were some friendlier patterns that we can get, like fireball shots, like what Coin's kind of getting now. And and you also did mention, that because it's one of the like early gatekeepers, this is one of the reasons Coin is demonstrating that we really like to be able to have Sank Heart, because you see every single hit that Helma does is 2 hearts of damage, and that extra heart really can make or break the difference here.
Yeah. And so we have a crystal cutscene where we get a bit of a break from the game. We do need to mash the text, but it's sort of a mental break. And yeah. I like Fox's list of the 3 biggest tricks. I never thought about the ranking before, but that is true. Number 1, Ice Palace Bomb Jump. Number 2, Silverless Ganon. And number 3, Hammer Jump. And we haven't talked about Silverless Ganon, but that saves several seconds involved in picking up the Super Bomb, going to pick up Silver Arrows, and all that is eliminated by knowing how to hit Ganon with Silverless hits.
Yes, Silvers certainly do make the fight a lot more convenient, maybe less strenuous, especially on the runner. But if you can master Silverless, it all the things that Chex just mentioned, it's like every single thing takes like minutes. So it can be quite a bit.
Or he's fairy.
Yeah, how did that happen? Maybe we just kind of knew.
Corey knows.
We were due for a fairy somewhere.
Corey knows.
Yeah.
It's a single heart that he wanted to refill, and the bush gives a good chance of dropping a fairy. So there it was. It was just a slash away. We're already in position when rounding the corner.
Yeah. Well, like full health or having sword beams isn't going to be the most important here in the Thieves Town split. We actually did see Corey ended up getting lotteried a little bit by the Ropa, which is 2 hearts damage. It's more of the we don't really want to die in Thieves Town. Now, all of the enemies, again, once we get to the Dark World, does like 2 hearts of damage, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that, especially crowded in narrow corridors, can really do some damage to us. So again, like the health itself is not critical to a degree. But you don't really want to go into Thieves Town like on 4 hearts or something like that. That's a little bit scary. So do you see one of the more I would consider to be mandatory spin speeds that Coin's also kind of following up on to get past the red guard.
And Helma is down for DFS. Nice to see no problems with this boss. Yeah. Oh, guy is menuing. Got the hammer out.
Yeah, really nice to be able to item dash. I think that's also Japanese 1.0.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right. So yeah, if you try this on the American version, sadly, it has been the glitches have been resolved for I think worse, but it is not possible, which is one of the reasons why everybody does this on the Japanese 1.0 version. So we can get spin speed, we get item dashes, all these things, little things. I think also is the text shorter. Is that right? Using the Japanese? Okay. Yeah.
That's the biggest time save. And that has a lot to do with the scrolling text.
Okay.
And it has a lot to do with having fewer text boxes in certain dialogue.
Yeah, I would certainly imagine that not only, of course, maybe like the text itself is just more compact, but like localization probably plays a big part in this as well. You have maybe some more liberties taken and to make the text a little bit more entertaining or immersive. It's a good, it's actually a pretty good read by Corey in this. Okay, well, we'll see. Oh, very nicely done with the dash.
Yeah, Corey got the God Pixel and no enemies got in his way. All right.
Yeah,
Sky has a little bit of a time.
Yes.
But
yeah, we're gonna.
He deboosted upward from the spike, which helped make some progress in the room.
Yeah, we're also kind of see, like, one of the maybe examples, live examples that you don't want to come into Thieves Town with maybe not necessarily full health, but you want to come with most health, because again, there's some things that while yes you can get lucky, some things is very, very difficult for you to avoid. So you don't want to really be in a position, especially going into blind or even the basement. Yes, it's a scripted fight. Yes, we've done it a lot of times, but also it's been a non-trivial number of times we've seen runners unfortunately have to redo the blind fight, and blind on the second try and onwards is no longer a scripted fight. At least not the same script that you can use when you first go in.
Oh yeah. It's much harder.
Were we supposed to make something up about the runners during this split? I forgot. I got nothing about these guys. I was thinking of doing like 3 truths and a lie, but I couldn't even think of a truth.
Well, yeah. So we've got Corey. Let's see. If I said his name is this, like the reverse of his Twitch name, you might already know that that's not a lie, because we've mentioned it already.
I guess we kind of used.
I'm not good at making up lies.
It's a very virtuous trait, Jax. You should keep that.
Okay.
All right.
So we have the blind fight.
Yes, the actual scripted fight looks quite good on your side. So I think, at least what I learned before, is that the more the blind ends in the upper left-hand corner, like kind of outside the lights, that's a good sign that you had a very fast and optimal fight. And I've also seen people, while yes, it is a scripted fight, I've seen different people use like different movements, but ultimately kind of whatever you're comfortable with. So long as you do the same, whatever you do, blind will react accordingly, but it's always deterministic.
Coin took a bop, but it didn't matter. He came back, bounced back, and ended the fight. Sky uses a different movement that I'm used to seeing, so that is sort of a downward-facing poke strat on phase 2. Quite different.
All right, now is when we win the good lottery. By winning the good lottery, I mean we will just go into random houses and ransack. So this is not, we don't condone this kind of behavior. For the record, all right, we are here on no lies, virtuous behavior. No, but sometimes desperate times do call for some more desperate measures. Yo, Zelda.
And it's a pretty desperate time when Zora's flippers cost 500 rupees. So
yeah.
This is how we get there.
Yeah, we saw, right, in the early Light World, we had to fake flipper because we were flat broke, and we unfortunately couldn't do much about that. But here, we're in the Dark World where, again, things are, I won't say inverted, but suddenly we have all this cash we don't know what to do with. I mean, we do know what to do with, but you get the idea.
And we saw Top Rock Frog Talk from Sky.
Yeah,
always a hype strat to see. Because then Link doesn't have to walk down the whole tile to pick up a block to save the frog. I missed what Corey did.
I think he just did. I think he did second rob, but don't quote me on that. It does actually look like most people are doing. I would say, is this considered like the more modern Smith turn-in? So I think I've seen some older ones where you mirror in front of the door, I think, as opposed to like right here, outside the screen.
Yeah. So the modern strat is called Blank Smiths because Blank brought up the topic and showed that you can save time using his strat.
I see.
If you can save time on error frames that you might otherwise make by using the other strat. In other words, the older strat needs to pick up a rock, and it's hard to move optimally while picking up and throwing rocks, so it's easy to lose time that way.
Understood. Okay. I'm definitely a big fan of consistency for this particular things. Again, 99.99. You still have to fail the 1% or 0.1%. We're gonna do. Corey ended up doing a very nice, easiest room in the game. Sky, and hopefully Coin gonna have similar experiences.
Yeah, the statue mummy room is infamous. Coin's having an issue. Oh no. He took 3 hits that he didn't want to take. But okay. So, and now we're going to have a hard time pushing the statue. There we go. So he has to re-grab and take care of that. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. So now his health will be an issue. It'll be kind of curious to see if he mirrors out or if he takes the fall damage after the bomb jump.
Yeah, and in order to save time, of course, you do want to bomb jump over. I think I have seen people hover if you are confident in your ability to do so. But we're gonna go to Mothula on 1 heart. He might death warp early, in order to maybe gain back some health to make the Mothula fight less bad. But maybe he's also thinking if I just don't take any damage and have a very good moth fight, then I don't need any extra hearts.
Yeah, Corey had a bit of a slowdown on the mummy hellway, and he went for the optimal strat, but I don't know, it just didn't go correctly. So now we have the Mothula fight. Nice fight for Corey.
Yeah.
Moth goes down.
This looks like 7 spikes moved. Oh, sorry, 7. 3 spikes moved. It's the opposite. So very, very solid. Yeah, a little bit scary because Corey did end up losing some amount of health going into the Mothil fight. Still wasn't fine, wasn't Oko one hit KO mode, but again, you want to have more health, not less health. Okay.
Guy got a few quick hits and then needed a bit of a delay before getting the last hit. Coin is now entering the fight. I feel very confident for Coin right now.
Yeah, I have full confidence in this guy. Very,
Excellent.
very well done.
That was a scary fight too. but Moth is down after. So Coin used some dash pokes and just took care of Moth. It was great.
Yeah. I was a little worried about that left spike bamboozling Coin, but this guy, nerves of steel.
Yep. Corey now in the overworld, and we're hearing the flute tooted, which resets Link's altitude variable.
I'm listening. I am listening. Chex, please continue.
And I don't know what that is, but it helps us get an easy fire rod shot in Ice Palace.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to know about the altitude variable.
I can explain more, but there's so much happening right now. I just don't want to take up the time. So Corey's on his way to Quake, and hopefully we'll see a quick fish from Corey, where the rock will be thrown outside of the ring. And, oh, I didn't see Corey taking damage. But he picked up the bush, got the heart out of it, 50-50 heart.
I also missed the damage. I have to assume it's on the Ropa because he was fine coming out of the castle. And
safe assumption.
Then I looked away.
Oh, we got the crab and the rock, but neither dropped a heart. So Corey's just one heart down for Ice Palace.
Yeah, Corey I think has been maybe not super unlucky, but he has gotten lottoed twice now, which is not great, but it does happen in the speedrun. And we actually do see, he's trying to make an effort to get back to full health. It would be certainly very nice to have sword beams.
It would, yeah.
Alright, we have ransacked the ATM from Dark World to use back in the Light World, and so we finally feel a little bit richer. And afforded our flippers. No more fake flippering. And if honestly, I think we could fake flip the whole seed. We probably wouldn't ever have to go visit Zora, but unfortunately, Small Palace is a palace that exists. And some people do not enjoy the existence of this palace, but trials and tribulations of Link does not care about your convenience or what you desire. Do you see that DFS going into Mothula? Didn't quite actually catch where he ended up taking some more damage, but we're gonna go here in 3 hearts. Hopefully he'll be okay. I don't know how he didn't get hit there. Took damage at least.
There's a bit of a struggle in the mummy hellway.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if that's where the damage was accumulated, though. So now DFS is into the Moth fight. Nice.
Oh,
Moth is down.
Very excellent fight there on DFS's side. One spike moved. You know, taking some, took a hit from Moth, but recovered and just smashed that bug.
Yeah. Alright, Corey's into the bombable floor room. This is such an annoying room. So Corey picked up... So Corey set the second bomb, but had the red bar in the way, and he had to just throw it away. And just set another bomb.
Is his bomb count okay? I know that the resource management can be pretty tight in these runs.
Yeah. I think it's okay because Corey doesn't go to Ice Rod Cave before Swamp, so
okay.
it's fine.
Okay. All right. As Fox had mentioned before, the most important trick that you should learn is IBBJ. Yep, Ice Palace Bomb Jump. If you ever try and do Ice Palace the developer intended way, you are going through, I think, at least twice, maybe 3 times around the dungeon in order to get everything. By everything, I mean get like the big key and actually be able to go to the boss. But if you do the IBBJ, you can kind of bypass all of that. And we don't need the big key in that case. We can just kind of go to the boss. So
yeah,
probably on the order of minutes here.
Yeah. The sequence break takes us past the big key door. Other dungeons oddly do not have a big key door right before the boss, so the big key is used for other reasons, but it is simply we don't need it based on our route here. All right, cold stare fight. Corey
here
misses the dash poke, unfortunately, but there we go. Cold stare is down. The puffs are contained mostly to the right side and upper part of the room, so we didn't have to chase down the puffs or anything.
Yeah, and I'm sure this is also coupled with some amount of experience for Corey, but like the fact that he was just kind of able to at least somewhat contain the puffs, so they didn't disperse, so he's able to still land a good amount of damage to them together, and so then they go down faster. Hopefully, okay. Coin, unfortunately, had a little bit of more of a disbursement as this guy seeing the dangers. Even more so because we're here in Ice Palace, the damage intensity has just doubled once again.
Unclench.
We achieved the correct result at the end, which is us not dying.
Yeah. So, both Coin and Sky entered the fight at the same time. And they're not racing each other, but it was kind of neat to see that start in sync. And once again, for anyone just joining us, we have Corey Yerok versus Coin Chaser on the left side. And we have Drunk Future Self, DFS, versus Darkened Sky on the right side. And all races are 1 versus 1 in NMG League, and this is the second of 3 weeks.
Yeah, NMG League happens, I think, about maybe twice a year, give or take, and it's always very short, like 3 to 4 weeks, maybe depending on the season and the mode and whatnot. And it's just like a very short and sweet 3 weeks, get in, get out. Not a lot of pressure, of course, and I think a lot of people just have fun. Really great to see some of the probably newer runners try their hand at speedrunning and racing. Really great to see. And of course, the veterans, of course, do also come back and return.
Yeah.
So
there's that, and there's people who are more familiar with Link to the Past via Rando, and good to see them getting into speedrunning as well.
All right, well, it looks like we have a bit of a path divergence, at least between Corey and Coin Chaser.
Oh, yes.
But the same route, again, between Coin and Sky.
I'm not...
Some people...
I can't remember what... Oh, no! Oh, no, DFS. Oh, DFS had a very odd issue occur, which was that he took out the hole, but didn't hit the switch. And so he threw a bomb, but it went through the hole. Sometimes that can be avoided if it hits the edge, but it was a bit of a miss for DFS, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he is able to farm up some bombs from the Stalfos Knights, and now has 2.
Yes, very, very good resource. And I do kind of appreciate the game maybe not making the situation like as punishing if you end up kind of messing up maybe like bomb throws or other things kind of get in the way. For those of you who maybe were bombless in the situation, you can, in fact, still defeat the Stalfos Knights without a bomb. It was just Very, very, very slow. I didn't actually know this. I thought you needed the bomb, but apparently turns out you can't.
Yeah, sword beams take it out, I think, the fastest. It's either that
wait,
or Burna.
Right? Okay.
What's that?
But you have to wait every single time, right? You have to hit it, and then it goes down, and you gotta wait.
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
For some reason, the items affect him differently, and I don't think you need to wait with sword beams.
Okay.
But if you don't have beams, then it's super slow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's... I might be misremembering, but he has weird behaviors like that.
The lesson of this is all just bring a bomb. Try to bring an extra bomb if you need to.
That is the lesson, yeah. So our runners are in Swamp Palace. This is the second dungeon.
Second crystal chronological dungeon, correct. We went to Pod, the first one right after we defeated Aghanim, so kind of following along the regular intended way of beating this game, even a casual playthrough. And then that maiden, if you ever do a map check afterwards, she will tell you the rest of the crystals. And at that point, the world somewhat opens up to you because you have the hammers, you can kind of go in other places. You are intended to force cup here, but as we've seen, other dungeons hold more valuable prizes, and so, but of course it comes at a higher risk because they do more damage to you. So by the time we come here, after we've cleared 3 more dungeons that we weren't supposed to have, we're fairly safe, relatively speaking.
Yeah, we're strong.
That's right.
And Corey is pushing a statue, and this is called the hook dash room because we do Y and A on the same frame to get a hook dash into the statue, which just changes Link's state, not to go fast, but rather to be in a state where he's able to pick up the pot from underneath a statue.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes it easier to pick up, so we don't have to mash A to pick it up.
I never knew that until someone told me. Because just looking at the gameplay, right, unless you maybe have controller input and you're watching, you're like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go and shove that statue and then pick up the pot, and you guys should go try it, and you're like, it doesn't work.
Right.
So. Alright, so yeah, Urok right now doesn't have the Ether Medallion. He has chosen to go to Swamp first to minimize the number of spin speeds that we've seen, because we just found the hook shot. In, of course, like this major prize of Swamp. Not quite getting the 0 cycle, unfortunately, for him, but now the hook shot enables us to do hook speed, which is just tapping the hook shot on stairs, and then we can do the same super speed, whereas Coin and Sky, and also looks like DFS, also decided to go up the mountain first, so they're willing to do 1 more spin speed, for the sake of, perhaps keeping their full health before they have to necessarily go to Mire.
And Corey got a solid phase 2 with Fire Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's something we see from DFS. He likes to pick up the rock outside of Link's house just for an extra bomb chance.
That's great. Especially after we have Nice Palace, I don't blame him whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the green 0, the bomber, got right in front of DFS.
Oh.
That's not common. But they are kind of annoying on that screen.
Mm-hmm. All these enemies, somehow, they remind me of mosquitoes. They are just kind of there. Usually, for the most part, they're harmless, but if they're hungry, they will come on and get you, and yeah, they actually take quite a bit out of you. Alright, Coin's into the Argus fight, followed by Sky shortly. 0 cycle for Coin? That did look pretty good.
Nice
Great fight. Mm-hmm. Alright, looks like Argus moved a little bit too fast for Sky in order for him to get the— Oh!
He has to be careful.
Okay, we're fine. We're fine.
He can't hit.
Don't look! No, Sky! You can't tell us this!
he's going to play it safe. He doesn't get the 1 cycle in phase 2, but takes care of Argus on the landing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I almost want to think that Swamp, the whole dungeon, I think the maximum, the amount of damage something can do to you is probably 1 heart. And so you kind of get lulled into this, like, I can just kind of go. I don't have to really pay attention to what I'm doing. And suddenly you get to the boss, and if you especially try and beat the boss quickly, right, with hooks like that, you can actually get quite overwhelmed and get comboed very quickly, and then suddenly, and every one of those do 2 hearts of damage. So even though you might think that you have, oh, I've got 8 hearts going in, I should be fine, and then you're kind of down to half a heart, and you're just like, okay, help.
The orange guys deal 2 hearts. The guys that come out of the wall.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing Corey loot to 6, and he picks up the rock from below. And that's because we're now setting up for a spooky action glitch, which we'll see later. But Corey is setting the altitude value at a specific value. And it has to do with allowing the duck, to stay on screen a little bit longer. And when that happens, the value gets a little bit lower, actually. That's something I found out reading today. The value that we want it's related to the duck's position, but as the duck flies back into the sky, its altitude value actually gets lower. And we want a lower value because we're going to use that to displace the fire rod shots later.
Does the value have to be something specific, or can it be like in a range of things?
It's a nice wide range. And that's kind of the incredible thing about spooky action in this segment, because we can use it in 3 rooms in a row. And it's just kind of crazy that the switches are aligned above where Link is, where Link can hit an object, and around the same amount.
Understood.
Oh, that's a lot of words to say.
Yes.
There's a glitch that's being set up later. Now,
Yeah.
Meyer itself is fairly consistent, so there's not a lot to talk about in each room. But, there's a lot of info that goes into a minor glitch like Spooky.
Yeah, and it does seem actually like the bulk of maybe the new, let's say, like tech versus movement in Meyer is really happening in the basement. Don't get me wrong, like Meyer 2, for example, when we ended up killing all like the popos and the wizrobes is very technical. But maybe the rest of the screens, it's like, just try and keep your health. Let's go and get the big key, and then all the spooky action stuff happens in the basement, and then of course also the vitreous fight. Yes, I also I think going back to DFS in Swamp, I see Zero Rush actually pointing this out. Unfortunately, we did not hit the switch early, so we had to unfortunately find out right when we got to the orange pegs that were up. So we had to,
I missed
go back
the first. Yeah, that hurts. It's happened to me in League as well, so DFS is not alone. So, yeah, spike room for Corey. Does Corey go for a quick hop here? He does not. He dashes off the edge. The quick hop is a little bit cursed and doesn't really save much. So, coin dashes. I bet Sky will go for the quick hop.
Okay, all right. Let's see when he gets over there. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I also kind of see Corey and Coin having a pretty healthy number of hearts going down to the basement.
Yeah. Coin down 4, Corey down 3. Yeah. What
I've heard is like 7 hearts is pretty comfortable. That's kind of what you want. 6 is fine as well. 5 is, I believe, the minimum that you need in order to do, let's say, like the textbook damage boosting off of the slime vitreous fight. And anything less than that is you're gonna have to improvise a little. And we especially for these late game boss fights, improvising is not a good idea. But
And Vitreous fight.
Push up the shop. All right, very nice cleanup on Yurok's side. Yeah, great job for Coin as well. Sick fights.
And Sky does get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just watched Sky do the entirety of Suiki action at a distance using the fire rod because what he set up to do was he just made those things switches. Everything he hit with a fire rod was a switch.
Yeah, exactly. For some reason, the area of effect, the splash damage, is displaced by the altitude variable, which makes no sense, but that's what's happening. So when we do things like use the powder or the boomerang, the altitude goes to 0, which is kind of normal, but for some reason the fire rod doesn't make the variable go to 0. So we can use the value that's left over from the duck being on screen. So there's a bunch, I don't know, fire rod. I don't know why it works like the way it does, but we take advantage of it.
We did get the ice rod, right? On Corey's side?
We
did, yes.
Sure.
Okay, we did. I remember him being on that screen. Okay. I was like, surely we wouldn't have come here without everything we need to beat Turtle Rock for, right? But I do remember him fluting away from Ice Rod Cave, so we're good. Yeah, thank you, Tom Talk.
Coin gets the ice rod.
Now, I know that there are debates whether or not you should combine the Ice Rod and Ether together, whether you can split them apart. I believe there's even a treatise written on this thing.
Yes, the treatise. Sure.
The summary that I got is that it actually is, what is it, like 3 frames difference? Or something like that? Very small number of frames for whether or not you actually split them up or not. So it's I think it's just kind of up to what you want to do.
I believe you. I have to admit I don't know if I've read it. I think I might have.
It is extremely long.
No, I think I got the gist of it, but it is all about like menu optimization and just comfort. It's not really about the number of frames.
Oh no, Sky. This is the one of the more infamous screens in the late game, the Waffle House drive-thru. It has caused many people to want to play Mario, which is not a bad thing, by the way, because Mario is a good game. But when you're trying to close out your Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past speedrun, playing Mario is usually not maybe the best thing to go do. Right, and using another instance where our health is one of our best commodities. Can damage boost off. Yes, even in this situation, even though the rollers do 3 hearts, we do have enough, especially we've done a good planning when we were at Aga Tower, as you mentioned. Spinning or slashing and killing enemies may give us a drop, but dashing and killing enemies preserves the price packs. So hopefully we'll get some health refill on the Pokies coming up.
No. DFS took Wizroad damage. Sometimes that they get in our way if our movement is not just right.
Yeah. Mire, Ice Palace, and of course Turtle Rock, the last 3 dungeons, the difficulty certainly ramps up by quite a bit. In fact, more often than not, just probably double, because we are intended to get the Blue Mail in Ice Palace, which is supposed to have the amount of damage taken to us. So the game's like, well, if you have Blue Mail that has everything, well, let me just double everything to make things better. More fair for you. By fair, I mean for Ganon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Wizroads do 4 hearts, Slugulas do somehow, for some reason, 4 hearts.
Yeah.
It's
great. They have a poisonous skin or something that really damages Link. I'm not sure.
Yeah. They are pretty bright colored, and I have learned it in nature, especially if you look at those like poisonous frogs. Like those things are like bright red, yellow, right? They try to warn you.
It's a good warning. Oh no, Corey took a hit from the spike roller, so we won't be able to use beam strats.
This is like half a second maybe with beams versus Samaria or something else.
Yeah, at least it's a nice chunk of time.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I can't quite remember, but like you see that Corey had to drop 2 Samaria blocks and then activate them or detonate them versus hopefully we'll see maybe the coin being able to keep his sword beams as he chases down this Pokey. And then we're going to see like a bit of a difference because all he has to do is just kind of slash his sword, hit the switch, get the chest, and then slash his sword again. So certainly much faster than Samaria.
DFS is in a bit of trouble. Yeah, he took a hit in the basement, unfortunately.
Oh no.
So he was approaching the place where he could use a refill, but didn't quite get there. Uh-oh. So Peg Puzzle didn't quite go Corey's way, but he fixes it quickly.
Yeah. I also think this is part of going along with experience. You grind and practice this game quite a bit, a lot of the rooms. So when things go right, it is what you have been practicing, and that's what you expect. But when some things don't go right, whether it's to your fault or the game threw the curveball at you that you weren't expecting or hadn't seen, experience really helps you be able to recover and get back on the rail. All right.
He's down for Corey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great Trinix fights. A couple extra fire rod shots. That ice head is certainly quite slippery because it is ice, but no ice on the floor. That's the important part.
That's true. No ice on the floor.
That's right. Speaking of Bitey, ALttP restreams, welcome. Thank you.
I recently learned that Trinex's foot does not block a fire rod shot, which is kind of not intuitive to me because Link can run into Trinex's foot.
Yeah. That tiny little thing can seriously mess up your day.
So I've missed hits on the right head that probably didn't need to be missed in the past. So the hit can be a bit more direct. All right, so we have DFS approaching Vitreous, and he's able to use fake powder here. And that is a glitch that can be used with just the mushroom, or even the powder itself if there is no magic. And for some reason, I don't know the technical side of this, but if we have no magic and we use the Cane of Samaria, then quickly switch to the mushroom, we get a powder sprinkle.
You can also do that with real powder as well. Like if you have no magic and then use Samaria and then sprinkle powder, like it will also activate.
Yeah, I wish I knew the reason. The cane is kind of funny because it can do things like try to give Link a refund of magic power, such as in the Samaria magic refill glitch.
Right.
There's a lot of silly things it does.
Yeah, the cane's a very interesting item. Like, I know you're probably more familiar with this in glitch runs, where you can do a lot more tricks with it. Not allowed here in the vanilla speedrun. But yeah, Canis Marian coupled with that hook shot, it can do some serious sequence breaking. Of course, both in like the game and also just graphics, glitches, warping. Like, it can do quite a bit.
Yeah. All right, so we're in Ganon's tower, and Corey is about to fall to Ice Armos, one of our scripted fights. Now, it's a little bit harder than other scripted fights because Link is moving on ice, and so there's, some momentum to deal with. And so Corey doesn't get the fight he wants, but Armus is down.
Yeah, a little bit of extra arrows used for the Ice Armos fight. As you said, as Corey probably would want to save a few arrows. My guess is if he had 8 arrows, maybe he would have not also picked up the back arrows. But with only 7, you don't really want to risk anything here by running out of arrows on mimics, because they're not guaranteed to drop anything.
Corey used the safe route for the spike floor room. That's kind of neat. Not optimal, but he doesn't lose 3 hearts.
Mm-hmm. Nice fast mimics for Corey on mimics too. Alright, looks like Coin though. Very, very nice quick kill. Very similar to, of course, when we saw Armos fight at the very, very beginning of the game in Eastern Palace. You always want to try and get in your arrows before the last one turns red and regains all of his health back. Which is, of course, what happened to Yurok. Oh, Sky is giving us a little bit of extra DLC. We don't want to see that room. That is one of the only ways, or I guess one of 2 ways to kind of go back to that room if you want map completion. But ideally, we wouldn't see that room here in the speedrun. And the rest of this gauntlet, after we got the big key, probably the last of our puzzle-solving aspects of the game. From here on out, for the gauntlet, for the tower, it is really just execution heavy, and have fun killing things.
One cycle land mode too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With the full magic bar, you can spare 6 fire rod shots? 5 fire rod shots, I guess, and still have enough magic?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Corey went for a dash. That surprised me, because the red guard was able to catch him. A lot of tricky rooms in upstairs GT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also do see a little bit of some of the Zyzax getting away from Coin when he was going through the gauntlet. And again, like these are the enemies, that's why it's called the gauntlet. 5 rooms of progressively stronger enemies, but also somewhat randomness of movement. Again, 90% of the time they will cooperate with you. It's just kind of like the other X%. I don't think probably 10%, that might be too high. They don't always have to cooperate with you, and then you have to go chase them down, and then that's when the time sinks happen.
Yep. Alright, Moldorm 2. We have the refight of Moldorm, and this time we have Tempered Sword, so Corey takes it down with a dash and a spin. Or slash and a spin also works.
Yeah. Did have to notice though, so the 3 repeat bosses that we've seen, Armos, Lamo, and Moldorm, right? There are the Light World bosses, right, that we defeated, and at the time our equipment was a little bit lighter. Fighter's sword, the bow, like no temper, no fire rod, no something, right? But at the end game, it just turns out still that the bow is still the best weapon to kill Armos.
Yeah, I love that. And typically we would have silver arrows too, which makes it even faster.
That's also true, yeah. And the beauty of speedrunning this game is, yeah, you are trying to certainly go fast, and you want to crush your opponents and beat other people that you know. But at the end of the day, you're racing kind of against yourself. And if you want to start out using silver arrows, like no one's gonna stop you doing that until you get comfortable enough weaning yourself off of them. Just like DFS picks up the mushroom as a safety. We can actually see in this case that, well, if you don't take that much damage, you don't really need the mushroom. Right? So at some point, you get accustomed, acclimated enough to the game where you feel comfortable enough without that safety mushroom.
Yeah, exactly. So we have the Ganon fight for Corey, and it's gonna be 4 phases. Corey's already into the second phase, and he needs to slash or dash 12 times basically. Spins do double damage. Into the third phase. Third phase is pretty annoying on PB pace because there's a lot of RNG that can cost time here. And so we don't want to see Ganon warp. Alright, Ganon stopped warping early. And now we need Torch Glitch. It can really help at least, and Corey gets it.
Yeah, very well done.
By the way, Corey were to miss Torch Glitch, he can take care of the fight very quickly. He has a good rhythm for dealing with a no Torch Glitch fight. And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, what we are doing is we are lighting only one torch, and the other torch is supposed to go out, but will remain on for the duration of the fight. And Ganon is down. So GG's to
GG's. Very well done. Honestly, outside of missing the bomb jump in Hera, which did cost a good amount of time, and you can't control the blue balls. Got Lotto a couple times. I think overall very solid run. Believe, I don't want to misquote Boyne, but I think if you can get a run that's within like 1 to 2 minutes of your PB, that is like a very, very solid race run.
Yeah, that's what I am comfortable with. And we are in the Ganon fight on Coin Chaser's side as well, and Sky is also starting the fight. We saw a lamp torch glitch for Coin. Bit of a safer way to go. And then he switches to Fire Rod. And Ganon is down for Coin.
Yes, well done. GG's. All right, we are also joined by today's winner of all 4 runners, but also more importantly, of course, your own race, Yurok. GG's.
Yo, thank you. GG's.
GG, Corey.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. You had a Hera, but recovered pretty well. What were your thoughts on the run?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the run overall. I thought it was really funny, like, leaving Hera, I'm looking at my time going, I'm exactly a minute behind. And then I just kept looking at my time for, like, the first, like, 2/3 of the light world going, yep, I'm still a minute behind. Alright, let's just keep going. And if this 124 is, then I'm gonna be real mad at myself.
Yeah, we are joined by Coin Chaser as well, so GG's on the run.
GG's Coin.
GG's.
GG's, dude.
Sounds like we all had a bit of a story for this run.
Yeah, it was.
Go for it.
I was just gonna say it was something for sure.
Cohen, I noticed that you were shaking your head after like every split. Is that a good sign?
No, I would say that is not good. It probably was a good thing I accidentally deleted my splits. Well, deleted them. I meant I ended my run when I wanted to type 7 blue balls to the chat. That is also my ending the run thing. So it probably was a good thing that I didn't have to see it anymore. but every boss fight felt like a little bit of a head shake. But I think I cooled off towards the end at least. I played a lot better towards the end.
Your multiple fight was very, very dramatic.
You know what? Yeah, so, Corey, I was down to 3 hearts when I left the mummy room after pulling the statue, and I was just like, I'm going to go for it. So I did the bomb jump, fell down, and I did 1 heart the whole time, and it was definitely... I thought to myself, this will be good for stream if I can survive this, so it worked out.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But thank you.
I felt myself going from super nervous to super relaxed because I realized you could do it. No problem.
Wow. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's impressive. I had after Hera, Aga Tower was good, and then I noticed that I got my 6 blue ball Hera Tower, and you got a 7 blue ball Aga Tower. I'm like, all right, well, okay then. But then, yeah, I settled in. Like, Pod was good, Thieves Town was good, and Skullwoods was going pretty well. I had a small mummy Hellway party, but like I didn't completely lose my mind. I just lost a bunch of time, which I guess counts as losing my mind. So I had 3 hearts in that fight as well.
Oh, that's funny.
And then Ice was a disaster. I walked into the first row putt on the lottery screen.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one.
Sometimes he can hop high enough, even if you hold
He
forward.
did, and it threw me off. So I started walking down earlier than you're supposed to, and I just walked into him. I'm like, cool. What else happened in Ice? Nothing super memorable. Minor. I've had a new kind of cold party. Just completely missed the poke dash, but managed to get double spins, and then it was fine. Swamp was okay. It wasn't very good. A golded mire. I finally got my sub 7 mire.
Oh my gosh!
nice.
Congrats.
Yeah.
And thanks. TR was just like, okay, I'm way ahead. Just don't die. Was kind of like where I was at that point. I was done. I was checked out.
Right. Just don't make major mistakes, and you got this W.
Yeah. But I mean, those are races.
For sure. We are also joined by Dark and Sky. Sky GG on the race.
GG's?
GG.
And it looked like
he had a rough time.
Yeah. GG's to both of you. I'm not sure if DFS is joining us for the interview.
He's here. He just...
So, it looked like you had a hot run, and it didn't go your way at the end, but
yeah,
it was pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience because the beginning of the run was just your standard run-of-the-mill light world, and then 0 blue balls put me 40 seconds ahead, and then just kind of threw it away on a bunch of smaller things, but it's all good. I don't really want a PB with 0 blue balls anyway, so...
Sure.
No, it's not fun.
Right. And GG's to you, DFS. Welcome in.
Thank you for the GG's. And GG's to Sky.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was rough. That was real rough for me.
Yeah, it looked like it. The mire kind of spiraled a little bit. So, yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, I kind of got tilted after, well, I got the hit on fake flippers. really early in the run. And then I forgot to hit the switch again in Swamp, so I had to go back and do Left Side Swamp second time. And then Meyer, and I'm like, everything is just going wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's hard to recover from. But yeah, how did you feel about Hera after that fake flipper?
Yeah, I was 40 seconds or so slow there, or I can't remember exactly what my time was, but yeah, it was like Hera felt all right. I'm like, all right, I can make up 40 seconds. I think I can come back from this. And there are times where your opponent slips up as well, and then I'm like, it could be really close still after Hera. So I felt pretty good there then. And then I saw you said 0 blue ball Sky.
0.
I had 7. When I saw you getting into Dark World, I'm like, there's no way I can recover from this unless there's something catastrophic later.
There was a couple of really close calls that I had, so it really could have swung back the other way pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
I had some fun in Turtle Rock. On Laser Bridge, I didn't put the block down in the right place, and so the beetle snuck by and then was just walking into the block a bunch.
I actually got you beat. I got you beat on that one. I pushed the beetle into the chest, and so then I fired a second one, and it pushed him even further in. And so I just said, "I'm going in," and I dashed at him and pushed him into the top left corner, and I was able to get the chest and then get out of there.
Wow, that's the worst.
I thought I saw that, but I didn't see how the outcome was. I'm glad you got out of there, Coin.
Yeah, I was a chicken this time, and I'm like, I'm taking safety door. Nope, not risking it. Ended up not needing it, but it was good to have it at least.
Yeah,
Definitely understandable in a marathon setting for sure. Race setting, I guess.
For the record, I didn't mean to clipe. I was trying to do my infinite dash, and then as soon as I tapped up and walked out, I was like, oh, just stand here, I guess.
Oops.
In Haga 2?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I like to do the thing where you get the collision where you can't bonk and you just dash forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I missed it, so I pushed up left to try and reset and do it again, but then he walked out of the window. I'm like,
You clipped out on accident?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Everything's fine.
Amazing. Sounds like you're ready for RMG runs.
Yeah, I do need to come back to that. I need to get back to the 80% runs. Try and get closer to a 20.
Or the weekly race on Saturday?
No, not all dungeons. The
Oh no.
80%.
My bad.
No.
I need to go back to that too.
I might learn all dungeons someday. I'm not sure.
And we're going into week 3. Any comments from any of you all as we move forward?
Just that this has been a lot of fun as always. Thanks everybody for putting this on. Thanks, Coin for racing. Thanks Sky and DFS for joining us. Thank you guys for doing all the staff stuff. Yeah. Excited for next week.
Yeah, same. Thanks for restreaming and commentating. I really do appreciate that.
I don't know what I'd do without League, because my good runs only seem to happen during League races somehow.
Yeah.
So
It's the complete opposite for me.
runs.
League is always when I hit my bad runs. Always get bad runs here.
Unlucky streak, DFS. Next week is the week.
Next week, yes. Next week is going to be a PB. It's going to be sub 90. Everything's going to come together.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'll be waiting.
And that's the voice of Fox. I think we're ready to throw it over to you.
I hope so, because I'm here either way. Thanks everyone, GG's to everyone on the race. Thanks again to Chex and Clear Mouse for commentating for us. And we're gonna go over to Blaine, who just fired it up. He's about to be racing another league race against Bitey. That one will not be getting restreamed because, well, I don't know, because I didn't sign up to restream it. But you can watch one or both of their perspectives, and more NMG League restreams coming up soon. Take care.